Hey y'all, so today we're going to be making this beautiful bralette. Are you excited? Because I am. Okay, so the things you will need. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. You'll need a pair of scissors and you'll need about 3 stitch markers. You will also need about 426 yards of yarn. Whichever weight you want to use is fine because we are not going by specific measurements today. We're just going to eyeball this until it fits. While I clean up my space, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It's a free way to support my channel. So what you want to do is go ahead and make your slip knot and start by chaining 4. Once you have your 4, you are going to go right back into that first stitch, make a slip stitch, and chain 3. Now for your first row, you're going to go ahead and do a single crochet into the center space. Chain 2, single crochet into that space again, chain 2, single crochet into that space, chain 2, and you want to do this until you have 8 spaces. This is my 8th space. So creating this 8th space, I did a chain 2. I'm just gonna go ahead and make a slip stitch through the top of the first petal we did there. So all together I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you have 8, you're gonna go ahead and chain 1, turn your work into this first chain 2 space. You're gonna create a single crochet, chain 1, and then add 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to chain 1 again, add another single crochet back into that same space. So we did all of that in that one space, creating our first real petal. We're gonna skip the next space because we want to end up with 3 less petals than spaces, excuse me. We want to have 5 petals. We want to have the odd amount of petals. So we're gonna go ahead, skip this next one and go into that third one with a single crochet, chain 1, and then we're gonna we're gonna double crochet 4. That we did 4. We're going to chain 1, single crochet. That's our second petal. Then we're gonna go right into that next space, single crochet, chain 1, do 4 double crochets, chain 1, single crochet. We're gonna go ahead and go right back into this next space here, do a chain 1, a single crochet, a chain 1, and then go ahead and do your 4 double crochets, do your chain 1, and then go ahead and do your single crochet. And we're going to skip this next one here and go ahead right into that last, well, the one next to the last one, or the one next to the first one, whichever you want to call it, and do a single crochet, chain one, and then go ahead and do your 4 double crochets, do your chain one, and then your single crochet, and then just go ahead and do your slip stitch into that first stitch from the very first petal you made. And there's your little flower starting to do something, right? For our next row, for this next row, after you have your 5 petals, we're going to go ahead and chain 2, turn your work, and you're going to find that very first post that we did. So these are what the posts look like. They're the double crochet posts that we have from the row before we created our petals. So we're going to go ahead and collect all 8 of those posts that we made, and we're going to add one. So let me show you how that's done. You're going to go through this first post here, create a slip stitch, and then you are going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to prepare for a double crochet through the next stitch, through the next post, sorry. So we're creating like a front post, right? Yeah. So you go ahead and create that front post double crochet. You're going to chain 2. And right next to it, you have another post. You're going to go ahead in there, do your double crochet. Chain 2. Go through the next one here. Do your double crochet. Chain 2. Do your double crochet in this next post. Chain 2. Do your double crochet. Remember, some of these we did skip with the petals, so we may have them right next to each other, but remember they are separate. They are not the same. So go through that first one. Do your double crochet. Chain 2. Go through that next one. Do your double crochet. Chain 2. And here is where you would need to add one, because remember we need 9 and we only had 8, right? So let's see how many we have right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this would be 7. So we're going to have to split this one, which is kind of already prepared for us. So let's go through that first. Do that double crochet, chain 2, and let's go through that second part of it. Do our double crochet, and we're going to chain 2 again. And then we are going to go ahead and do a slip stitch into the third stitch up from that first chain 5 that we did. just count all your spaces and make sure there are 9 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're going to chain 2, turn your work through this first stitch here. You're going to single crochet just like we did in the previous row. Chain 1, and then you're going to do 5 double crochets instead of 4. So you're going to go ahead and make 5. 1, 2. You're going to chain 1 and then do a single crochet in the same space. And then we're going to go to the next space. Single crochet, chain 1, 1, double crochet 5, sorry. 5, chain 1, single crochet into the next one, chain 1, 5 double crochets, chain 1, single crochet, and we're gonna do that all the way around, right? So you're gonna do that same thing until you reach that first space there. So we're at our last petal, and I'm doing my 5 double crochets right now. And we're gonna go ahead and just do a slip stitch through that first stitch there on our first petal, if I can get the hook through there. You also just want to make sure you have 9 petals there. You're gonna chain 2, turn your work, go ahead and slip stitch through the back of this first post here, and then go ahead and chain 5. Then you're going to do a double crochet through the next post, and this post we will be working our increases. So once you do that, you're going to yarn over and do another double crochet into that same post. I'm sorry, you're going to chain 2, yarn over, and then go back into that same post. So it should look like this right now. You're going to chain 2. Through the next post, you just do a regular double crochet. Chain 2. Through the next one, you're going to go ahead and do a double crochet. Chain 2. Do a double crochet, and we're going to increase again in this one. So chain 2 and double crochet right back into that same post. Chain 2, double crochet through the next post. Go ahead and chain 2, go through the back of that. Chain 2. Let me see, because I want to make sure I'm doing it every third space. So we have our increase here, then we have 1, 2, 3, we have an increase, then we have 1, 2, and this is going to be our next increase. So we're going to do a double crochet, chain 2, and then do a another double crochet, chain 2, go right into that last space, chain 2, and then connect through the third chain of the first of that chain 5 that we did there. Slip stitch right through there. Okay, so we have our increases equally spread out. So we have an increase, then we have 1, 2, increase, and we have 1, 2, increase. Okay, then we have 1, 2, increase. So they're all spread out evenly. And we're gonna go ahead and chain 2 and turn our work. Actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch colors right here. I'm gonna go ahead and use this color now. You can use the same color if you want. You don't have to switch colors. I started switching colors on the last, the other bra that I did, so I'm just gonna continue with that. So now I'm gonna chain 2 and turn my work. I'm gonna go right into this first space here, do a single crochet, chain 1, and double crochet 5 into that space, chain 1, single crochet right into that next space. Remember to hold your increases that you did. So single crochet, chain 1, double crochet 5, chain 1, single crochet. By the way, guys, I forgot to mention, if you like these colors, I do have them on my website. I'll post the link below. So if you like them, you can definitely go get them. Link posted below if you want these yarns. Single crochet, chain 1, double crochet that's 5, single crochet, chain 1, and then single crochet. We're gonna do that all the way around until you've come full circle. By the time you're done, you should have 12 petals, and I will meet you back here. Y'all, so the audio for this clip was so messed up and I don't know how. So I'm gonna give you the voiceover, which I really hate doing, but we're gonna do it. Okay, so for this next row, we're gonna go ahead and do the increases like we did for the previous increase row. We're gonna go ahead, do that, a chain 2, turn your work, do a slip stitch into that first bar. I don't know what she's doing, but that's what we need to be doing. Okay, is she catching up? What's happening? All right, well let's move this along, Sabrina. Okay, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and do that slip stitch into that first bar, and then you are going to, chain 5. 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to yarn over and go right into that next bar there. Your double crochet, and then you're going to chain 2, and this next one is your increase bar, so you're going to go ahead and make an increase into that first portion of the V that I just showed you. So you see how each increase stitch, this increase stitch has 2 posts up like a V. You're going to go into that first one right there and work your increase into that first one. Of every increase stitch or every increase bar you have around your flower. So it's only going to be 3 increase bars. So you're always going to work your increase into that first part of that V. So you did your first double crochet, then you chain 2, and then you go right back in with your second double crochet. You chain 2 again, and then you work the rest normally until you come across your next increase post. All right, so here we are at our next increase post. And again, I'm showing you, you're going to go into the first post of that V-stitch that we did. I don't really think it's a V-stitch, but it just looks like a V to me. So we're going to go right into that first post that I'm showing you, and we're going to work our increase right there. And I really wish I knew what I was saying. But that's what you have to do. Just work your increase into that first post right there. So it's going to be the same thing, a double crochet, chain 2, and then do another double crochet into the same exact post, creating a new V looking stitch, and then work the rest as you normally would work your post stitches. Here we are at our last increase stitch of this row. Just do the same thing you did with the other 2 increases and work your last, this should be your last post. Well, you have one more post after this increase post, and then you're going to start with your new row of petals. Once you've done that, you're just going to go ahead and find the 3rd stitch up from that chain 5 that you did and make a slip stitch right into that 3rd stitch there. So just to keep up with the theme that I have on the other cup, I'm going to go ahead and get my transition color so that my next row of petals can be this darker pink. Alright, so now that I've got my color in, I chain 2, turn my work, so you chain 2, turn your work, and you're going to go ahead and do your single crochet, chain 1, and your 5 double crochets into your seam space. And you're just going to repeat the same thing that you've been doing for the last few rows with your petals. 5 double crochets, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1 into the next stitch. You know, the same thing we've been doing. Then you're going to do that all the way around until you finish your row of petals. And we're going to come back and we're going to do the next increase space. Also, you don't have to, because all of the increased spaces are going to be the same moving forward. You can just go along with your bralette until you have a flower big enough to cover you. So I'm finishing up this row, and as we've been doing, once you finish that last petal, you go ahead and slip stitch it into the first stitch of the first petal. um, so now you can see our triangle shape is starting to form here. A little cute triangle we got there. All right, so for this next row, we're going to go ahead and continue to, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. Wait. Increase. Okay, my bad. We're going to continue to work our increases and continue to do our petals. I'm going to do the next increase row with you per usual. Alright guys, so that row is done, and at this point you should have 15 petals on your bralette cup. So we're going to go ahead and chain 2, turn your work, and then do a slip stitch into that first post, chain 5, go right into that next one with a double crochet, chain 2. We're working our increase, so do a double crochet into that first part, chain 2, and then go ahead and do another double crochet into that same post. chain 2, and just continue doing the same thing, and make sure you go ahead and work your increases into the previous increase stitches. So this was an increase, you can tell by the V. You want to go ahead and work your increase right here, and about 4 spaces away, 1, 2, 3, 4, there is another increase that you're going to work right there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so we're done with that row. We're going to go ahead and attach our yarn to the 3rd stitch of the chain 5. Slip stitch it, chain 1, and then turn your work. Work your single crochet, chain 1, and you're going to go ahead and do your 5 double crochet all the way around, like all the previous rows with the petals. 4, 5, chain 1, single crochet, single crochet, chain 1, then you're going to work your 5. Just do that all the way around, and we will meet back here at the end of this row. Alright, so I'm done with this row, and we're going to go ahead and work our increase row, which is chain 2, turn your work and do your slip stitch, and then start making your posts. I'm not going to go through this whole row with you because we've done it already. So we're going to go ahead and just work our increases. Alright, from here we're going to start our final petal. Well, for me it's the final petal row, but for some of you guys you might still need to or want to keep going. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, turn my work, and just continue all around as you usually would with your petals, your double crochet 5 in each space. Once you come back to the first petal, for me, this is my final petal row. For some of you guys, you may keep going. Like if you need it for a bigger size, you would keep going. But for me, this is the last petal row. We're going to finish this petal row, and then we're going to come back to work this frame that we have around this one. Also, some of you might not like the frame. If you don't like the frame, you can actually stop here with your cup, and you can fast forward until you find the strap, the thing to strap up your cup. Yeah, the bra straps. There you go. The bikini strings. I don't know why that word whooped me like that. You could come back when I start the bikini strings. Alright, so I have reached my final petal row. If you haven't, you can keep going the way we've been doing until you reach your desired size. But I'm going to stop here. So now I'm going to start on the frame. This itself is a really cute cup, honestly. You can use it like that. What I'm going to do is go ahead and change the color. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work like I would do normally when I'm about to start my increase rows. And I'm going to go ahead and prepare for that slip stitch. And to work that slip stitch, I'm going to actually do the chain 5. Go ahead and work the double crochet. But before I pull it through that last the last two on my double crochet, I'm going to add in the new color and finish that stitch. Okay, I'm gonna cut that so I don't confuse myself again. And actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue this increase row the same way we did the others. Nothing different here. So chain 2. From here, we're going to chain 2. Turn your work. And we're going to put a double crochet in each space. So which means we chain 2, we're going to make 2 double crochets in each chain 2 space. So we put 1, 2. But also we did a chain 2 with this post, right? So we're going to put a double crochet right there on top of that post. And we're going to continue that all the way around. 1, 2. So we're just adding a double crochet for each space that we did below. Making the 2 in between the spaces and then going right on top of that space. So we're at another increase spot. You're gonna go ahead and make 3 double crochets. And then put a stitch marker in that middle one. And you can just slip stitch through that chain 2 we made at the beginning of the row. Chain 2, and we're just gonna go ahead and just through every stitch make a double crochet as you would usually, but in your corner stitches and your increase stitches you're gonna put 3 in that stitch that we marked. So go ahead and put your double crochets, 1 in each stitch. We're gonna put 3 right here. So go ahead and finish this row, being sure to put 3 stitches in every mark you have. And we will meet back up once you're done. All right, so I am done with both cups, and now we're gonna make the bra straps, or the bikini strap, sorry. So this one, I just did a chain long enough to fit around my bust area, or my underbust. So this is just one chain, and I'll show you how I put it through here in a second. And now I'm gonna show you how I connected this, the strap that actually, sorry, it goes this way. Oops. So this one I'm gonna show you how I did the strap that ties around your neck. So just gonna get your yarn, and remember how we did those 3 stitches into the very top of the I cannot speak English today. We did those 3 stitches on the very top of the increase row. Okay, so you remember those 3 stitches that went on the top of the increase row? So we go into that middle stitch there, and you're just gonna go ahead and attach your yarn however you attach yarn. There's no particular way to do it. You're just gonna go ahead and make a chain long enough to comfortably fit around your neck. I will tell you how long I did mine so you can have a reference. It's 18 inches long, or about 18.25 inches long, so you can do it that way. We're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna also make this one 18 inches long, or just measure it against the one that I did for the other bra. Okay, so I've reached my desired length for that strap, and I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the excess and pull it through like that. There we go. So once you have your chain that's long enough to fit around your bust area, just go ahead and measure it around your bust in the process of making it, and make sure it's long enough to tie around you securely. You don't want to do it too short. How I got it into this cup right here was just by simply weaving it in and out of the double crochets we have here. So I started between the in the 3 that we have here at the corner. I just started like between the second and the third one. So I started right here between these 2, and I just push it down. And I pushed it down in there, but if you want, you could always use your crochet hook. I also had different nails when I did the other one, so I might have to go ahead and, oh, okay, it worked. So I put it in there and then just weaved it back through the next one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use my crochet hook. Push it through the next one. It's just like, I guess, the way you would lace up a shoe. So just go in and out through each double crochet stitch that you have. Alright, so this is the last one. The bralette currently looks like this. Okay, so what I like to do, or would like to do with this, because I just think it's so cute, is I like to scrunch it up like that, so it's like those, like a little, and here we have our completed bralette. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, as well as subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video.